Testing. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit darker today because there's a thunderstorm rolling through. So if I'm suddenly offline, then you'll know why. But should be fine. Okay, so yesterday I actually implemented the segmented paths, and there are still a few things I have to do to make them work in the way I want to. And so currently, if I jump into the game and start a new run, it's just like you'd expect. But if I enter here, I'm now on a segment. And okay, that's another thing. Blocked myself. I'll write that down. I know how to fix that. I just need to adjust the teleport position. But okay, let's try this again. Hey McNally, back at it again. Yeah. So I'm just explaining how these segments work. So I enter the game. I'm hopefully not blocked. I'm not. And so this is now a segment. They vary in size, but at the end of it, there's always another teleport. So right now, the segments are completely random in that they spawn anywhere in the world. I want to fix that today. But the idea is, yeah, there's the path stone. The idea is that if I touch this, I'll get another segment. Now, right now, it's pretty disjointed. I want to bring it back kind of to where the path was before, just with the teleports in between, so that you still have a sense of moving through the world and not just being yanked around in it. But yeah, generally, not sure if I explained it, but what these segments give me is a way to exit the path. So I won't spoil too much because it's not 100% done, but basically you'll be able to control the exit portal. But right now it's basically just the old path with added steps, basically. So yeah, let me find the next portal. Okay. I mean, I can just continue calling them path stones and move to the next one. So they are, yeah, the number of them is equivalent to how long the path was before. So the length of the game hasn't changed. Lost my train of thought. But yeah, basically, yeah, that's what I was trying to say. They are split into the regions. So for the first time, you have a progression from region to region. If I add that today, so you'll spawn in one region, but only after half of the segments you'll get into the next region. And that's just a placeholder for now, for when I make things more complicated. So yeah. Rangedrifter Discord, when, you know, if it's 2 people, I'm there. I was thinking that yesterday. But I wouldn't want another forum to check. So I think a Discord would be a good idea. Besides the fact that Discord is an awful app and I have no idea how it works. Because it looks just too complicated. But I'm willing to make a Rangedrifter Discord, but then I'll probably close the Reddit. If that makes sense. Move the Reddit to the Discord. But yeah, I think a Discord, a live chat would be really cool. Much more immediate. Completely fair. Discord is a lot if it didn't get into it in like 2016. I mean, I made a Discord for the under the previous name of the game that shall not be named. Just joking. And I barely got that to work. Yeah, but used to be a lot simpler, and I've added a lot of bloat. Still love Discord a lot. I must know the old name. The old name was Stogen RL. So STOGEN stands for Story Generator, and then RL for Roguelike. But in the middle of making the Steam page, I realized that's a horrible name. I mean, I knew it before, but I thought it was good enough because I hadn't put that much thought into it. Rangedrifter is way better. Correct decision. Yeah. And I looked at so many. There were so many great names, but they were all taken. So Rangedrifter was the first one that had nothing associated to it. So that was pretty cool, and it fit the theme. So yeah, I'll think about the Discord. Maybe there's a client that's a bit better than the website, but that's then added tools that I need. But yeah, I mean, it's raining like crazy. And hail too. Okay. It's a bit scary. I have a corkboard of random names I come up with stuff, and even if it's not an actual idea yet. Demigod. Oh yeah, I was going to ask you. I forgot to write down the name yesterday. Okay. You hear that? That's hail corns hitting the window. Demigod was on the board for a year. Actually, a show idea. Or I stole it for a video game. A show. What kind of a show? I'm intrigued. Let me look up your game, actually. Wait, do I have... have a browser. Powered. Man, God. That looks fancy. Oh, nice. You weren't kidding with the Pac-Man roguelike. Oh, this looks slick. This looks awesome. Holy moly. Yeah, that's incredible. I love the update cards. Also the font reminds me of what's it called? Balatro. Currently animating a pilot right now. Dimgard was one of the ideas first, but settled on a show called Last Call I'm making right now. Okay, crazy. Didn't know that you're animating as well. Is it what kind of an animation style is it? Is it short films for YouTube or is it a commercial thing? Stupid flies. Okay, storm is over. No, this looks really awesome. I love the abstractness of it. Cool. I'll check it out first thing when it releases. That's great. Okay, so Discord. I mean, there are not that many people active in the Reddit, so maybe I should ask them first. But I could also just say, okay, this has moved to Discord. I'll look into it. Okay. So for today, so I have a couple of to-dos for tomorrow. That I have to do. Jesus, this fly. Completely fair, I haven't been as active lately because I've been working on my game, but I got free time now. Okay, cool. Yeah, no worries. If you don't have time, that's fine. I just think, so the Steam forums are pretty limited and probably mostly for support stuff. So that's how I see it. And the Reddit is it's much better for discussion. But the Discord is much more for hanging out. But there are, I think there's a thread feature, but I didn't completely get it in Discord. But yeah, for sure. Also, Discord could be way in the future if it doesn't feel right at the moment. Nah, also, so I mean, Discord is actually something you should have early, so that people can gather. The community has a point, a place to meet. Threads are confusing in Discord, I will say, honestly, just like dedicated chats instead of threads. I honestly just like dedicated chats instead of threads. Okay. Would have thought that would be the same thing, but apparently not. So yeah, yeah, maybe. So if I make a Discord, I'll need some input on how to set it up. Also down to help if needed. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks. I'll gladly take that when I'm when I'm confused, when I'm in boomer mode and don't get how Discord works. Okay, but yeah, I mean, could set it up. Probably. I mean, I should open it with along with an update so that I can reach the most people to tell them that there's a Discord. So tomorrow would be yeah, that's too soon, but maybe next week. That will be good. Okay. Okay, there are two problems I need to solve today. 3 actually. And the bug I just found. But one is to lock the run to a start region. So when you start a new run, you'll get locked to either of the regions, that's forest or coast. And all these segments only generate there until you hit a number of them. That's probably half of the total length. And after that, they all generated in the other region or in the next region. And that should be pretty easy. Then the other thing is don't reuse patches. So the old path never crossed into itself, and I also don't want these segments to spawn where they have already been, because that would be confusing and it also boring. A lot of people link it in their builds, I believe. Oh, you mean in the main menu? I'll have to look into that, because then you need to open a browser and stuff. But that would be, yeah, would probably be a good idea. Yeah. So that would then be the next step. Yeah, don't reuse patches, for new segments. That's more complicated. But there's an easy way with which I could make that work, or yeah, there's no or. And then the third thing is make new segments spawn next to old ones exits. That's the connecting the segments up. That's not required. I mean, none of these are really required. But it would be, yeah, it would be bad if I don't have them. Okay, so let's pick the most important one, and that's probably don't reuse patches. Okay, let's do that one. And should probably save this. Oh god. Yeah, I need to commit this real quick. That was... How do I summarize that? So what I did before stream is I made all these segments have varying lengths so that it's a bit more interesting. And that's actually just what I did. So I could commit all of them with just that one message. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just commit it like that. Item, main, nav, object, path. I also added sounds. Let's leave the sounds out. And then add teleport sound. All right. Okay. Don't reuse the patches. So how that worked previously is just that I called the path generator once for a run. So I could just see, hey, is the next patch that you want to step into already in the path? So that was super easy. But now I'll have to keep track of the patches that are used in segments before, because the path generator is called every time you enter a portal. I have a list of all the patches in the world. I could just add a number, a variable to all of them that says was used in this run or was not used. And that would be the easy route. Problem is the patches are persistent, so even if you die and you start a new run, the data is the same for the patches because they don't change. They are just the world data linked to the static world data. Jesus. Okay. So every run I would have to clear that flag, which is really ugly. Yeah, a better way to do it would be to have a list of all the used patches and just look into that to see if a patch was used or not. And that grows not higher than 100, 200. So it would be easy, would be fast to look up as well. Not as fast as looking at the patch, because I have a pointer to that anyways. But yeah, the patch data is static, and let's not make it dynamic. Just for convenience. So what I need is so I have this new struct segment that contains the patches. I have world, and world is static. So everything in here is static. Let's look for something that exists for the entirety of the game being open. I don't think I have that. That's word. State. So this is basically the run state, but that doesn't help me because that's cleared. Meta progression. That is persistent, which I also don't want. I don't want it to be written to the disk. So I think the options are pretty limited. Yeah, I'll have to yeah, let's just make it global because it's not. Yeah. Not a global, but a static global. Static int. What do I call it? So this is the list of all patches that I've used up. And let's say 512. Don't think it'll ever get higher than that. And that's cool because this is initialized to 0 when the game boots and it just lives. And it's cleared when the game closes. And it actually took me some time before realizing our game wasn't procedural generation. Thanks for thinking that I had inhuman procedural algorithm skills. But yeah, that would be insane if that was generated. But yeah, the paths make it seem pretty seamless. Okay, use patch indices. And what I then need is in find path. Collect the patch bounds, choose one to follow, pick patch. Oh, this could be thrown away. Yeah. Okay, so here I only if in use patches did a great job. Thanks. Thank you very much. Patch used in segment. Let's steal that. Returns 1 if patch PI has been used before. Oh, this has to be. Yeah, I'm stupid. This has to be cleared and carried with the run. So yeah, that goes into state. That belongs to the run. Yeah, what was I talking about before? Used patch indices. And this goes up here. And that takes up a lot of space. So let's remove the static assert for now. Unused variable. Okay. Patch used. Let's make sure init game. Yeah, it gets zeroed out when I start a new game, but not otherwise. And I need a count. don't really, but I could just check if while iterating if it reaches 0, but let's keep it to code. Okay, state, use patch indices. So I'll just iterate. And if I find the patch, it's used. Okay, now I need to add a segment, the patches in a segment, to the used array if it's accepted. So, and that happens here. Let's just plop that right in. Segment, number of patches, and then state, use patches, state, use patch, number of used patch indices, segment, patch indices. Yeah, that should work. The problem is, how do I test that? How do I actually test that other than running around the world? Let's see if it builds first. Okay, that works. And actually, let's make this use up a bit less space. And I need to safeguard this. Where was it? Here. And yeah. Okay. Let's just test it. Okay, we have a segment, so that's a good sign. Great. Okay. I added the hero sprite turning black for a second when I press the wait button, but it kind of feels wrong. Not sure why. I mean, having a visual feedback is good, but it looks weird. I mean, I could flash the hero in all the colors, but I tried gray, I tried white, I tried black as I have right now. They're all kind of strange. Okay, I mean, this looks good. I mean, but I'm also in completely different regions or sub-regions. So I think the real test would be if I stitch the segments together. So let's just commit this and say that it works. Make segments, not reuse patches. Might not work, but that's what I'm figuring out right now. And that is here, make segment spawn next to the old ones exit. So let's look at the portal function. There's something jump, and here. Okay, I just called generate path. Let's look where else that is called. Game main. Game and main. So this is game. If 0, okay, this is not called. This is for the bot. Yeah, it's just the bot. I mean, I think that's fine. So gen path. So this is it. Find start point. So it finds a start point in the world. That's just, yeah, that has a few limits, but otherwise it's pretty much random. Then it plugs that in to the generate path function. And those are split because I want to start the path from a specific location as well. For example, when I use the editor. So this find start position does a random call here. So this SP is the start position while 1, so this runs forever. And the first thing it does is it finds a random position in the world. And this is just a random integer seeded with the X boundaries of the world, and then the Y boundaries, and then the layer boundaries. It's actually NL. Yeah. So SP is now a random point in the world. Could be in water, could be in a void, especially for the underground. But for that I have these checks. So it checks if it landed in a patch. That is if it landed in a playable area. If not, then it's rejected outright. Then I have some sanity checks here. If the patch has an area assigned, because I have construction sites in the world that I still have to work on before I integrate them in the game, and they basically have the unassigned label, and they are rejected as well. And then I have this preliminary region split here. So if the player is more than 50% into the path, then don't allow the start position to be in a forest. Bit convoluted, but basically if the player is in the first 50% of the path, reject everything that's in the forest, and otherwise reject everything that's in the coast. I want to make that more variable, but right now that's how it is. And then this is the old region unlock code that's still lying around, that I may or may not use in the future. But what I want right now is okay, there's the issue with the start. Let me draw dots. So you have the start. That's the first portal that you enter after the boat. Then you have a segment. Then you have a teleport, segment, teleport, segment, teleport. They may vary in size. But that's basically it. So that's just the progress. This is not, oh god, this is not nothing geographical here. There's a split every time where it may jump across the world, but I want to prevent that. So not for the first one, but for all the others, I want them to not pick a random spot in the world with this one, but I want an else that get neighbors for can never spell that right. Get neighbors of segment add segment patch in the indices max. And then choose from them. So in the world, oh, I can't visualize that, but basically the patch where the exit portal is has neighboring patches that are not accessible. Not sure if this is helpful at all. So I want the neighbors, then I pick one, and then I make this portal lead this way. So it has three or more neighbors, and this is now geographically locked, so they are really adjacent in the world. And then I start the next segment here. It runs, and same thing happens there. And yeah, those are then not chosen. So how do I switch this? So I need to pass in a variable that says, okay, this is the first patch, and you're free to jump wherever. Okay, VI is fighting me. Maybe it's just a V. Yeah. So this comes in from wherever, which means it's the I can pretty easily test that with the oh, I think I can't. Can I? State. I think I have a segment. Yeah, number of traversed segments. So if that's 0, state segment is 0, then just jump randomly. Else, and now I need to look into the find path function. There is collect the patch boundaries. What is NB? Okay, I need that. And then pick patch. Can I just use that? I think I can just use that. That would be awesome. Okay, let's try. Let's add this. Find path and these, all of these, NP. Oh, okay. That's next. That's not a number. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So collect the patch bounds, and I need, so PI is segment, like that. So this is the last patch in the segment. This is now PI. And then I get all the boundaries of that patch into this array. And then I call the pick patch function, which is So this is used intra-segment for finding the segment's path, but I can just use it again at the end to find basically an adjacent patch. So that's pretty cool. And I don't backtrack, but yeah, as a fallback, I should have the random thing. So let's do it like this. Always do the random thing, but if oh god, but if this is not the first segment, try to find the neighbors. Just thinking how I arranged this in the code. If this is 0, so I'll need another function, static v3i. A linked start point. I don't need anything for that, I think. If link start point, I have to take the pointer. Well, don't have to. SP is link the start point. And that's it. So it returns just returns what was passed in. Returns a start point adjacent to the current exit portal or SP. Okay, int vi n, and then this return SP, choose from them, choose one to follow. Oh yeah, now I have the patch index, but I need the patch. I need the patch. And that's basically this. So I need struct patch. So I have the index, but I need to create the actual patch because I need to get the actual patch pointer because I need to plug the position. Wait, do I need to plug the position? Yeah. No. How? Patch. Okay, here. It does that. Yeah, it gets the patch. So I can plop it down anywhere. But yeah, I'll need to plop it down inside the patch. The only way that's guaranteed is when I actually return the patch position, even if that's gotten again a few calls later. Okay. So everything, all that has changed is that if it's not the start segment, I look for a better spot than just a random one, and I do that by looking at the end patch of the segment, getting its neighbors, choosing a random neighbor, and then returning to the center position of that neighbor. Actually don't need npi, just use pi. Let's remove my pretty drawing. Nips. Expression unused. Okay, that was a big brain fart. Return. Okay, that's valid. You start streaming exactly when I got off work at 6 a.m. You are integral to me not falling asleep driving home. Jesus. So tired. Okay, that's crazy. Do you have a project to finish or a deadline? Yeah, 6 a.m. is a very bad time for you when I stream. But yeah, better not text and drive when you're still in your car. Can answer that later. Okay, so I need to turn this into a vi3 x patch p.y patch l. Let's see if that worked. It's either that or it crashes or something. Yeah, I mean, it could be anything that happens. Who knows? But this still worked, so I am in the forest on the first segment, and there's the portal. So let's look at the neighbors and figure out okay, I came from there, so could only be down, it could only be south, or not sure where the connections are, but there's a connection here for sure. So it could be west. That's east, of course. Let's see. And I am east. So here to the west is where I came from. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that. Oh my god, that's so much better. That's so much better. Or it could just be that I'm happy to have the old, something of the old game style back. Okay, let's see. Again to the east. Not sure, but that could be a way to the south and to the... probably not to the west. Let's see. Let's memorize this location. Okay, that's weird. Okay, this is a tiny segment. Why? That's just two patches. Where am I anyways? Oh, I think I jumped north. Can that be? Why was that only one the segment so tiny? Let me see. Red light texting only, can't afford no tickets. That's good. That's good. Segment minimum and maximum. So I have the length of these segments is limited by this. Or my length greater than or equal. Don't I... Where do I reset the segment? Okay, let's put that in find path. Yeah. I'm a creative, I have no money. Yeah, I feel you. That's how it goes. Okay. Oh yeah, I still have to fix that bug. Yeah, I mean, I have 24 hours. I can fix all that. And I'll have to test the game a lot. Probably fix some horrible bugs that I introduced. So I need a good buffer. But let's see. Okay, there was once a bridge, but that's gone. And maybe there were other bridges, but oh, I also need to wait. So the pick patch function should exclude where I came from. But yeah, I mean that'll show up. Where am I now? Wait, this had... Oh yeah, that's... The bridge came down here. Can that be? So it's not really obvious that these segments are connected, which is fine, but they are still very close in terrain. I say, as suddenly everything is rocky. Trade your food for coin. No. Not today. Okay, underground. Yeah, so I think 3 is actually too little. Too short, I mean. Okay, there's an exit. Let's see where I can go. I mean, I know this location pretty well, so let's see. Okay, I went to the east. I was up there. Went down here. Oh god, what's that? Why is there this... half height tile? That's very bad. Okay, I mean... could be that I'm not cleaning up the world enough. Alright, sleep time, but I'll see you on the next one. Alright, have a good night. Yeah, I'll be off in 10 minutes or so. Either way. Alright, thanks for hanging, Nilly. Really appreciate it. And your game looks incredible. I'm excited for that to come out. And yeah, I'll also have to tweak the numbers a bit more. I mean, I think the health and damage are okay right now. And but I begin to see why most games start with higher numbers. I think Rogue has 30 starting health. And yeah, it just avoids some weird problems if you have a defense stat and leveling that up suddenly leads to enemies doing no damage to you at all from doing pretty normal damage. Then yeah, you should probably have to increase the numbers. But yeah, I like having them as small as possible, but yeah. That's just how math works, I guess. Okay, let's see what happens here. Where did I jump to? Okay, I mean this adjacent start point thing that I just implemented, it's pretty low key, but makes it so much better. Because the jumping around was just so, yeah, disjointed. without the constraint that it had to link up with the previous segment. Okay, this is segment 10. $11. Don't remember how many I have. Oh, it's yeah, it's dependent on the number of patches. So it's not the number of segments, but how long they are in total. So I'm at 49, which is about halfway. Okay, 52. Level 2. So what I noticed is that, oh, it should have gone to the coast, but instead it died. It's stuck in the patch bound. Yeah, that makes sense. There's no jumping. There's no finding an adjacent patch if you have to jump across the map. So, good thing I noticed that. Where was it? Here. A link. Oh, it does. Yeah. Okay. So I'll have to. The fix is pretty easy because I need to change all this code anyways. So what this does is it's pretty imprecise. It triggers when there's this threshold reached, but that triggers again and again and again. I need this to happen just once, so that I can yeah, so greater than 0 doesn't cut it. It has to be greater than 0, and I need a new variable. State region is equal to next region or something. Start position region, and then SP region is just this. Path percentage greater than this. And actually, let's yeah, forest coast, and then I'll have to set the current region once, and then yeah, something like that. And this is then set patch region. If demo, then lock it to the forest. Actually, I also need to update the demo. Maybe I don't do that. This week, if I don't have time, I might just hide the demo button for a week. But yeah, if demo's active, then hard set this to forest. And then I don't need this. I need if patch region is not the start point region. That's wrong. Current region. Yeah, that's a bit wacky. Something like that. All right. Yeah, I'll fix the rest off stream and all the other problems. I'll be off tomorrow because I'll be doing the update and possibly fixing bugs all day. But yeah, so I'll be super busy. And but I'll be back on Saturday. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the support. And yeah, I will see you next time. All right, bye guys. See you then.